FMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi. I wanted to chime in on the 5 people that you would not like to have dinner with.
Okay. Do you have a list?
I do, yes, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Tommy Gwenda.
Who's that?
Tommy Gwenda?
Tommy Gwenda. Who is Tommy Gwenda?
He was the lead guitarist in the Pez Band.
Okay. All right. Who's next on your list?
John Brandt.
I don't know who that is.
He was one of the post-Tom Peterson bassists in Cheap Trick.
Okay. Who's number 3?
Pardon me?
Who's number 3 on your list?
Who was the third bassist in Cheap Trick? That would be Pete Comida.
No, I don't know. And is there a reason why you wouldn't want to have dinner with John Brandt?
Yeah. Well, he kind of ruined the band.
Oh, okay.
And that leads me to number 3 here.
Okay, who's that?
John Lightman.
Who is John Lightman?
He was the second bassist in Big Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why him?
Same reason. Kind of ruined the band.
Okay.
Number 4, Darren Robbins.
Who's that?
He's like a rock and roll guy. Has a band called Darren Robbins and the Rock Stars.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, you probably never will.
Okay.
And the 5th one, Jeff Wilsden.
Who?
Jeff Wilsden?
Who is Jeff Wilsden?
He was the second drummer in the Greg Kihn Band. Why?
Why are you so mad at Jeff Wilsden?
Well, kind of personal. I'd rather not get into it on the radio.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it involves my ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think you can see where that's going.
Okay, well, let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
That's your business.
Yeah.
So what can I do for you tonight, buddy?
Well, I just wanted to get that out. And,
okay.
I'm actually the guy that called a couple weeks ago.
About
Poptastrophe 2007.
Oh, yeah, the pop guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power pop guy.
Yeah.
You worked for, what was that guy's name you were working for?
Power Pop Pop Pop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were hyping some pop festival.
Yeah, I take it you didn't get down to the docks to see the show.
No, I didn't.
Well, Tom, I have some pretty bad news for you. It's pretty heavy news.
All right, let's hear it.
Power Pop Pop Pop?
Yeah.
He was assassinated.
What?
Yeah.
Power Pop Pop Pop.
He was assassinated.
Who was the guy who organized the whole festival?
He was basically the power pop leader.
Yeah.
For pretty much North America.
He was assassinated.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, the show was a disaster.
Well, it must have been. What happened?
Well, let me just say that this thing was worse than Pop and Fresh Fest in '92.
Uh-huh.
When they tried to bring power pop and the hip hop worlds together.
Yeah.
That was bad. I still can't believe those guys in the Emmett Rhodes band jumped Speech from Arrested Development.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Creeps.
Yeah, that wait, who jumped who in that?
2 of the guys from Emmett Rhodes band.
Yeah.
He's kind of like considered one of the pioneers of power pop.
Sure. He was with the merry-go-round.
Exactly. I don't know what happened, but they jumped the main dude from Arrested Development.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because okay, well that sounds horrible. I vaguely remember hearing about that.
Bad, yeah. So, he wanted to have Power Pop Pop Pop. He wanted to have Robbie Rist host it, MC it.
Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't do it because they were feuding.
Yeah.
So he ended up getting Johnny Whitaker.
Who's that?
He was in Sigmund and the Sea Monster, those like Croft shows, back in the early 70s.
Yeah. But Robbie Rist is somebody who's actually involved in power pop.
Exactly. He's an actual power pop guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what connection does that other guy you just said have to it?
That's the thing. Nothing.
Except for the fact that, Robbie Rist got his start on, the Brady Bunch?
Exactly, yes. Yeah, I'm not sure if he did too much else after that, but the problem was here that Johnny Whitaker, he had no idea about power pop. He actually thought that it was a convention for some kind of high caffeine cola or something.
Okay.
And he kept asking where Paul Higgins was the whole day.
Uh-huh. Paul Higgins?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's this guy who puts on these conventions. He's kind of like considered the king of the conventions.
Yeah, I actually talked to that guy a long time ago.
You're kidding, really?
No. It was years ago.
Wow. Well, I think Johnny had done some sort of like Croft Con for him back in the mid-'90s or something.
Okay.
So I think that's where the connection was. They also had this guy there, Kenny Wilkins.
I know that name.
He's the power pop comedian.
That's
Yeah.
not. That's. I thought I knew the name from somewhere else. What is a power pop comedian?
Well, it's terrible.
Okay.
Do you want like a sample?
I kind of now. I really want to hear a sample.
Well, all right. I'm embarrassed to even be doing this. Okay.
But these are not your jokes. These
I
are
know,
the jokes
but
of
still,
Kenny Wilkins.
it's sort of like embarrassment by proxy, if there is such a thing.
Sure.
You
No,
know
I know what you mean. It makes your skin crawl.
Exactly. So, why did Eric Carmen break up with his girlfriend?
Why?
Because she wouldn't go all the way.
Oh, wow.
Terrible. I told you.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. And it was jokes along that line?
That was the best one. I actually wrote that one down. Yeah.
Wow, that's worse than I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, and the area held like 5,000 people, but only around 200 showed up. And Power Pop Pop Pop, he was really mad, and he kept saying that he was going to lose a fortune because he was paying the band so much. He was actually paying his own band $15,000.
His own band?
Yeah.
The band that he's in a band?
He's in a band. He had kind of retired. I think I mentioned that before.
Okay.
But he put a band together for this thing pretty much so I guess he could make $15,000, which is weird because it was his own money.
So, yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Paying yourself.
Yeah. You know his band was called
What's that?
Poppelganger.
Poppelganger? Like doppelganger?
Like a doppelganger, yeah. It was him and three guys that looked just like him. Like the Beatle haircut and the suit jackets.
And I remember you describing him. It didn't sound like he was the most attractive guy.
No, he's not. Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
What was it? His look is kind of like that, like he had a Beatle cut, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, like almost like a shaggy sort of Beatle-y sort of thing, and he would wear like a Kinks kind of shirt. Or like a big Target shirt, like the Who mods kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then really tight pants and stuff, and Beatle boots.
And was he? I'm just hazarding a guess here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe shouldn't have been wearing those really tight shirts.
Little paunch. When I say little, I mean big. Yeah. I mean, they say you shouldn't speak ill of the presumed to be dead. So. And of course, Power Pop 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 thought that Poppelganger should headline.
Over who?
Over the Resistance.
And that was, I remember you mentioning that a couple weeks ago. Oh wait, no, that was that. Oh, they actually did play it. That was the band you weren't sure if they were going to play it.
Yeah, they're kind of the best power pop band. But they play white power pop.
Yeah, and so they actually did play the festival.
They did. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
I first got to tell you about Poppelganger.
Okay.
They were so bad. I mean, he was bad back in the 70s and 80s. With the Hurt, the Need, the Yes, the No, the Maybe, all those bands.
Sure.
But this was like a whole new level of bad. Half the songs were total like rip-offs of classic power pop songs. The chords and the melodies, but with his own awful lyrics. And they were all about power pop.
So the songs are power pop songs.
Yeah.
About power pop songs.
Yeah.
Do you have anything come to mind?
Yeah, and the same thing goes for this as with the comedian. I'm just embarrassed.
Like what?
One song was called "Power Pop Is Go." Hail, hail, Power Pop. A night on Power Pop Mountain.
A night on Power Pop Mountain.
Yes, it was terrible.
And what was that song about?
It was about some kids that go on like a camping trip, and they're totally into power pop, and this almost like Bigfootish creature is circling their camp all night, and to keep the Bigfoot away, they start playing power pop songs.
Uh-huh.
And then the Bigfoot actually starts to like it
Yeah.
and ends up playing rhythm guitar in the band.
You want to know what? I knew you were going to say that he ends up liking it.
Yeah.
A Night on Power Pop Mountain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
He did this other song called "Who Put the Pop in the Pop, 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 Pop."
Ugh.
You know that song, "Who Put the Bump"?
Yes, I figured it was that song.
Well, the other songs that he was doing, they were these generic kind of riffs, but with famous power pop lyrics. He was trying to sneak it by everybody.
Like, do you have an example?
Like a song would just be like bang da ba bang da ba bang ba bang bang ba bang, and he would be singing like, there she goes again.
But changing the melody, or
Exactly. You didn't hear the melody at all, but
Okay.
once you heard the lyrics in like "Rock and Roll Girl" by Paul Collins Beat, "Solar Sister" by the Posies, and people were just like had to just like bite your lip, because he was in charge pretty much. He was paying everybody. And it was so poorly planned.
Yeah.
There were 3 stages, but all the bands played at the same time. So you'd have 3 stages that were really close to one another, with bands playing at the same time, and you couldn't hear what was happening at all. Partly because all the bands sounded so generic and the same.
So it's the sound bouncing, everything's just bouncing back and forth?
Exactly. It was actually kind of funny when at one point all 3 bands that were playing on all 3 stages were doing Shake Some Action at the same time.
Wow, that is funny.
It was bad. But when the Resistance played,
Yeah.
I mean, musically, I can't rave enough. They're great.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to the words.
Okay.
But they brought this whole contingent with them.
Who was in the contingent?
Like, just total lowlifes. They're essentially skinheads, but with like shags and beetle cuts and suit jackets.
Well, so they're not exactly skinheads. You mean they're full like
they're skinheads in their what do you call it? Their worldview.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they started going nuts and doing this dance called the slam pop.
The slam pop. What is that? Like slam dancing?
Yeah. But basically, you pogo every couple seconds.
Okay.
And then you start bashing people.
Wow.
It's
well,
bad.
And so that's like a whole scene now. This white power
it's kind
pop?
of a scene that revolves around just one band, but there's a lot of them. It's really gross. And power pop was so not into it. He got on the mic and was saying, "Stop it! I'm power pop, and you will do as I say."
Wow. So he was really bent out of shape.
When he gets mad, he slips into this almost Sean Connery-ish kind of voice. It's weird.
But he's not Scottish.
He's from Newbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's very weird. So he's going, stop it, but nobody cared because they'd lost all respect for him when his band played.
Okay, so he kind of lost face.
Exactly. And then all hell broke loose when the Resistance went into their version of Big Star's Life is White.
Oh, my God.
But with different words.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Oh, wow.
And the fans were their fans were going insane. But the regular power pop fans were not into it at all, and there was a big riot. It was power poppers against white power poppers.
Fighting it out.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was bad. Thankfully, Dr. Harfouche was there.
Who is that?
Dr. Christian Harfouche. Why?
Dr. Christian Harfouche.
Yeah.
I've heard that name before.
You should know it if you read Gladiator.
I do read Gladiator magazine. It's an Ultimate Fighter magazine.
Yeah, he's on the cover of issue 1. I think it's on stands right now.
Okay. I got to check. I have it at home.
It's a good read. He was actually in Newbridge for the Ultimate Fighting Trading Card Expo.
Well, Ultimate Fighting trading cards.
Yeah, they had cards.
Okay.
Like baseball cards.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they're having this card convention over at the Newbridge Convention Center.
How much does he have a rookie card?
He must. I mean, it's kind of a new scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how long he's been doing it, but he must.
I gotta get into that.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
So he was just happened to be walking by when all this was going on. And he tried to break it up with this kind of jiu-jitsu meets extreme fighting stuff.
Okay.
And he was really helping us out, bashing the Resistance crew.
Yeah.
But then Power Pop started kicking him in the head. He's short. Dr. Harfouche.
Okay, Dr. Harfouche is short. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why was he kicking? Wasn't he helping?
Yes, but Quad P was upset that Dr. Harfo was upstaging him.
By helping stop the riot.
Exactly, yeah. He felt like he had lost control.
Well, he did.
I know, but you can't tell him anything. So basically, Quad P starts popping Dr. Harfo with his popper. I think I mentioned the popper last time.
Yes, you did. It's like a weird...
It's like a little, almost like a zip gun, but in the shape of a Rickenbacker base.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he started popping everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he hit Dr. Harfouche.
Exactly, yeah.
Jeez.
And then the concert turned on Quad P.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, the concert dragged him down to the water and put him on a barge and sent him out into the river and into the Atlantic.
Okay. But that's... I thought you said he was assassinated.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's not dead by now, he will be soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's Justice Newbridge style, you know that.
Yes, I've heard about that. Is that a big thing, putting people out on a raft?
Yeah, getting barged.
Okay, I didn't. I guess I had heard about isolated things. I didn't know that there was a pattern to that.
Oh yeah.
Or that it was an actual choice of apparently execution.
Yeah, I mean it's like getting whacked, but you get barged.
Okay.
It's kind of a slow death. Some would say it's a dignified death, but I don't know.
Just getting sent out to sea.
Exactly.
On a little raft or something.
Yeah. I would say there's nothing dignified about Quad P's, his reaction and the way he held himself as he was floating out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that kind of leaves a big opening in the scene.
Oh, it does, totally. As he was floating out,
yeah,
we could hear him pleading for his popper. We didn't throw it to him, no.
You didn't?
No, and then he started crying.
Uh-huh.
He kept pleading for us to throw him a copy of Twilly Don't Mind.
As he went out to sea.
Exactly. I guess it was the only thing that he wanted to kind of die with, which is weird. Isn't that weird?
A copy of a Dwight Twilley album.
Yeah.
Wow. That is weird.
Like you said, there's a kind of a vacancy.
Yeah.
It has been filled.
By who?
There's a new leader.
Of the whole power pop world.
Yep.
And who is that?
Cheap Trick Rick.
Cheap Trick Rick.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Well, he's in one of the bands that played called The Snap.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird story. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
Cheap Trick Rick, it turns out, is Power Pop Pop's illegitimate son.
Really?
Yeah, Quad P didn't even know about him until Poptastrophe.
He didn't even know he had a son.
No.
Well, how did that come to be?
Well, see, back in I think it was 84 or 85, Power Pop had a one-nighter with this chick from Germany,
mm-hmm.
and she told him she was Rick Nielsen's sister.
Okay.
And that she was from Champaign, Illinois, where Cheap Trick is from.
Yeah.
And Quad P just saw this as his golden opportunity, entree into the power pop, the upper echelons of power pop.
You mean if he could
he'd be related
yeah.
to the guy that wrote all the classics.
Sure.
And
what happened with that though?
Well, he was totally fooled by her accent. Having never been out of Newbridge, he thought that was just like an Illinois accent, even though it was German.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out she was only getting with him so she could get a green card.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He totally fell for it.
All right. So he ends up.
Well, they didn't get married. That's the thing.
Okay. He ends up getting involved with her, and she gets pregnant.
Yeah, but he didn't even know about it.
Okay.
About the pregnancy. See, she cut him loose before she was really showing, I guess.
Okay.
Because he totally creeped her out.
Oh, that doesn't sound very shocking.
Well, he was sending her like 25 mixtapes a week.
Of just all kinds of...
All power pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was sending her this kind of power pop fan fiction.
Oh, God.
It was weird.
Like who?
Well, it was like... It involved like a big power pop love triangle between him, her, and Greg Kinn.
Ew.
It was weird, yeah.
That is very weird.
Hey, speaking of Power Pop's writing...
Yeah?
This is so bizarre. He had written 6 seasons of this kind of Sopranos-inspired, drama series.
Really?
Called The Rickenbackers.
The Rickenbackers?
Yeah, it's about this guy who runs the power pop scene, and everyone's trying to rub him out.
Uh-huh.
Pretty, Nostradamus-like, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds
he
like
got rubbed out.
it has a lot of parallel. Except it was. Were you involved in that?
Define involved.
Did you have anything to do with putting Power Pop out on the raft?
Define putting him out on the raft.
Did you physically touch him?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do?
I shoved him onto the barge
Oh wow!
and tied him down.
So you really betrayed him.
No. Yes. I hated him. We all hated him. You'd hate him too if you ever met him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now I won't have a chance, which maybe might be a good thing.
Hopefully not. Ugh. Hey, I got a boogie.
Okay.
I'm DJing a blue party in about an hour.
Uh-huh. A what kind of party?
A blue party.
What is that?
What do you think it is?
Oh, blue. Okay. Yeah. The drug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, don't talk down.
What do you mean? Talk.
What are you going to tell Harfs or something? What?
No, I'm not going to tell anybody. I just think it's kind of a very troublesome drug that's kind of taken over Newbridge.
Not really. No, you just got to try it. I think you'll like it if you try it.
I'm never going to try it.
Oh, you got to.
Never.
Well, come on to this party.
No. Where's the party?
Craig Cooper's place?
From Radio Hut.
Yeah. I've done one for him before. It's actually a pretty low impact gig. You play like 6 songs, and then I'll play Badfinger's Baby Blue when they start breaking out the stuff.
Yeah.
And then
everyone falls asleep.
Then it's and then I'm out. I come back 12 hours later and get everyone going with "Come On, Come On."
Pretend that you were playing records the whole time.
I've been spinning all night, guys.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a pretty sweet deal for you.
It's very sweet.
You have a good time.
I will.
Okay. Good luck with that DJ job.
All right. I will talk to you soon.
Great.
Okay. Best wishes.